Hello, my name is Yitzchok Pinkesz, and I'm the author of Kosher Astrology, a Jewish guide to celestial wisdom. It's available on Amazon and my website, kosherastro.com. And today I want to talk about Pesach. So the planet Pluto is deeply connected to Pesach. So the concept of Pesach, of Passover, of Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim, we continuously keep on using that phrase that we're doing all these things in remembrance of the Exodus from Egypt. So this is such a deep and important concept in Judaism. So in astrology, we have this concept of the planet Pluto. And Pluto represents transformation. It represents death and rebirth. It represents the phoenix rising from the ashes, the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly. It's going from one stage of existence to a new stage of existence. So that's a very powerful concept, and it's deeply tied to the Pesach story. This is such a universal story of who we are and what we're here to do in this world. And we also have a very important concept with the monthly cycle of the moon. We have Rosh Chodesh, a new beginning. That's when the sun meets the moon. And then we have at the full moon, a very important concept in Judaism. That's when the first night of Pesach is always on the full moon. Why? Because the full moon is all about revelation. That's when the moon is the most revealed. You can see the most of the moon. Also, that's when the night sky is the most revealed. But really, it's about self-revelation. So the reason why the full moon is on the first night of Pesach is because when the Jews were leaving Mitzrayim, this was a time of self-revelation to recognize that they're not here to be a slave nation, that they're meant for something more. It was a wake-up call. It was a self-revelation. That's why the moon was at the full moon. And this is a crucial thing to understand in our lives. We're not here just to do the 9 to 5 and just make enough money to pay the rent and to pay the tuition bills and all of those things. We're here to do something greater. So yes, we have certain responsibilities and certain things, but we're not a slave nation. Who's our identity? Who are we? What are we here to do? So when the Jews left Mitzrayim, there's a three-part process of this. There's the crisis point. That's when Moshe Rabbeinu came and said, okay, the life as you know it has to end. You can no longer be slaves in Mitzrayim. So they headed out of Mitzrayim, and it wasn't an easy process. That's when they hit the Yam Suf, they got to the water, and they had no place to go, and the Egyptian army was bearing down on them. So it was a very scary moment. But of course Hashem went and split the sea and saved them at exactly the right time. So the crisis point was over, right? So there's no longer the Egyptian story, but now what? Now who are we? And that's when they entered the Midbar, the desert, the no man's land, the liminal space. Who are we? What's our identity? We're not a slave nation, but who are we?